everybody, I hope everyone's fine. Excuse the PJs and like my hair and everything. It's up in a bun. I don't really put it up in a bun. I don't like it like that. But you know what? I was at home and I thought, let me make a YouTube video. I haven't made one of these in a long time. So I chucked on some makeup, albeit still in my PJs. And I thought I'd make this little video about like just what's going on and things. So it is absolutely disgusting outside. It's such grimy weather, and I was going to go and sort of do a body balance class. It's like a mixture of Tai Chi and things. I thought that'd be good for me and my well-being, you know, because I have so much crazy shit going on in my life. But because the weather is very stormy outside, so anyone that's in the UK right now would probably see it's like a bloody storm out there. It's windy, it's raining, and I'm in my PJs at home, so I kind of feel like, you know what, I don't really want to venture out there. So I guess I won't be going. I'll probably feel shit for it later on because, you know, I'd feel better if I was going. So anyway, yeah, so some of you probably wondering, why am I at home, not at work? Basically, unfortunately, I'm unemployed at the minute. I didn't really expect to be in this position at the moment, but you know, shit happens, quite frankly, and I guess you got to get up and keep yourself going. However, it's very easy to say that, just don't give up, get on with it. But at the moment, I just kind of feel like, you know what, I can't be asked. I'm so totally, like, I can't be fucking bothered. Like, excuse my language. This is going to be a bit of a explicit video, so if you guys want to tune out, feel free to. I am going to be, like, really crude. I'm just going to give some home truth, like, because of what goes on out there in this world. Like, let me start from the beginning. Like, I've grafted all my life. Like, I've worked my bloody butt off. And you know what? I always felt like I was never good enough. Like, I still remember when I was in primary school, I went to, like, school and I just struggled to make friends, not because I was a horrible person, but for some reason there'd be a group of kids there, and I'd run to them and be like, oh, can I play with you? Like, you're playing it. Like, oh no, we've got enough people in our team, go there and you can't play there. Anyway, I struggled to make friends. I finally made friends, and you know what? Those amazing friends are still in my life right now. And then I just grafted. I always remember teachers telling me I'm not good enough, or, you know, you haven't worked hard enough, you don't concentrate in your class enough. And I found some old reports as well, and like in the old reports it always said, oh, needs to concentrate more, and I just remember thinking that whenever I'd get this feedback at parents' evening, like, I remember thinking, but I do concentrate, I concentrate so much, but for some reason it doesn't translate, and I don't know what that reason was. So anyway, like, I struggled with education. Like, I just still remember that my dad used to be like, oh, look at all these other kids and they're doing so well, you need to work hard, get some tuition. I used to be sent for tuition, and my dad would be like forever teaching me and things like that. Like, you know, I would come home from school and I was that kid that would get my books out and be like, let me get my homework over and done with so I don't have to worry about it, do my homework. And I would go to school and the teachers would be like, still not good enough, I wouldn't quite get those A's and B's. Like, I really grafted to get those A's and B's in class. And then, you know, nothing was ever good enough. I was always, you know, I always remember people telling me, you know what, like for example, when I was doing my GCSEs, you know, I hit a bit of depression. Like, you know, I was bullied a lot in school, and like, I went to an Islamic school. I went from a state school to an Islamic school, and it was a very difficult transition. I'd never been to a new school, so I didn't know how to act, I didn't know how to behave. And then I was surrounded by all these Muslim girls who wore headscarves and things like that, and I didn't wear headscarf. I wasn't accustomed to that, and I feel like, you know, perhaps maybe I was judged for that a little bit. I don't know what the situation was. For some strange reason, I wasn't liked. I do remember trying to be polite, but then I was that kid that, you know what, I don't take shit from people. So if someone was going to give me shit, I'd give them shit right back. Like, I was one of those people, like, do not shit with me, I will shit back with you. And I was very strong and determined in that respect. But I think a lot of people perhaps maybe felt intimidated by me because of that. But, you know, I never let myself be down in the dumps. I still remember I used to be I was bullied for 5-6 years, never told my parents, and like, you know, things like people chucking my bag, like, you know, chucking my property into the bin. And I remember how hard, like, my parents would work to be able to afford to buy me those things, right? And then people would throw them in the bin, chuck boxes on my head, and you know, not let me be part of the team. I always remember, like in secondary school, there was 2 distinct groups in the class, and I would run from one group to the other group. Can I join in? Can I join in? No one would let me join in. You know, apparently I was a horrible person. I was this, and you know what? Maybe I was as a kid. I don't know, but I do remember that I tried really hard to be friends, and I think, you know, like when other people are bitchy with you, a bitchy side of you comes out to defend and protect yourself, and then you end up doing things that you would never have thought in your own defense, and then if people don't like you, they're still not gonna, you know, stick by you. So anyway, so I struggled so much through secondary school, kept it to myself. You know, I always felt like I was isolated, never accepted in the group no matter what I did. Tried to be nice, would give my lunch to people, offer, you know, all this sort of things, and nothing was ever good enough. And I just don't know. Anyway, there must be fault on my behalf, but you know, I just feel like, yeah. So I struggled through that. My GCSEs took a little bit of a hit. Went into A-levels. I was absolutely depressed, and I just, for the life of me, spent 3 years doing A-levels, and I just couldn't like pull myself out of it. I just felt like I was in a hole, and I just like couldn't claw myself out of that hole. Every task just felt too big to even achieve. Like being like, I would study, and then when I did my exams, I just would get an E or a D. It just was never good enough. I couldn't process information. I didn't understand what was going on. Things were tough at home, you know, like things were tough everywhere. And then I just remember thinking that, you know what, I just want to die. I wish I could just, like, obviously, God forbid, I don't want to die now, but I used to feel like I wish I could just die, and I used to do, like, stupid things and hope that maybe a car might hit me or some shit like that. I don't know. So, like, that's what I spent A-levels doing. And then I still was striving to be a better person, to try and be part of that very top elite people, you know, like those elite people, and like who always seem perfect, who have families that support them, take them to clubs and things like that. So I always aimed like to be that high achiever, but I was never good enough, and that was a fact. No matter how hard I tried, I was always told I wasn't good enough, and you know, to some point it does affect your self-confidence and your esteem. And then so I managed to scrape myself into university. Don't ask me how, but God willing, I got into university, and I went on this adventure to do biomedical sciences. I liked sciences. I didn't want to be a doctor, so I thought that was the best route for me. I thought, you know what, I'll come out with a degree. My dad will be proud, my family will be proud, and I can finally say, oh my God, I've got a degree and I've achieved something. 2 years in, my dad had a nervous breakdown and died from sudden death. So, yeah, nothing's that simple for me. I came out of depression. I finally was accepted in a group of university friends. I made friends and met a fantastic friend, life friend, who I still have in my life from university, and loads of other people. And, you know, it was like these people brought me out of depression, and they don't even know it. They don't know it. If they're watching this video, they know it now, and I thank them for it. And I enjoyed life. I got that freedom. I got a job. I started, you know, it was retail, working hard. I was doing, you know, like 6-7 hour shifts. I still remember at Topshop Oxford Circus, working New Year's Eve. My dad would come pick us up, and like working to 12-11 o'clock in the night. Like I grafted for that money, and I, like, you know, I had a little bit of freedom, went out for like dinner and things like that with friends. And then I finally, you know, my dad died, and then, you know, I struggled, I'm not gonna lie, and if it wasn't for my university friends who sat there and drilled the information into my head, like literally they would be saying things and be like, don't forget to say this and don't forget to put this in your exam, and because of them I was able to like come out of university with a degree. I didn't think I would, but I came out. And some people would say, well, why didn't you stop and just, you know, for mitigating circumstances, take a break out? And I thought, do you know what, I do not know what my mindset will be in a year's time, so it's better that I try to finish what I'm doing now with the year group that I'm with now and people that I know, and just do the best that I can, because you know what, the world doesn't stop rotating. My dad died, and I wanted the world to stop rotating for 5 minutes so I could catch my breath, but that just wasn't the case. So I was like, you know what, no, you've got to keep going. And I felt like I was in a hole that I couldn't get out of, and I remember that a lot of the times I couldn't breathe. I started getting panic attacks, anxiety attacks. Like, my family doesn't know any of this. I've only recently shared it with them, and even if I have, I don't think they probably don't even believe that I'm like that, because I'm such like a little shit at home. So yeah, so So went through all of that, came out of university, I was absolutely exhausted, and I thought, this is it. I cannot be fucking bothered to study a minute more. I'm going to go out there, get a job, and I'm going to get on with life. I was depressed and obviously grieving. But I remember for my graduation, when I first put that gown on, I was proud. I had a tear in my eye. I was so proud of myself because I knew how hard I worked and how hard I grafted. And no one can ever tell me that I didn't work hard for that degree. So I then went into the corporate world and, you know, went and worked, you know, I've jumped around for the last 9-10 years, different roles, corporate organisations, public sector, and it's the same old BS. No matter, you know, I started to feel like, you know, I did my degree for no reason, because to be, you know, successful with what I'm doing, I'd have to then get a master's or do additional qualifications that, you know what, I've already invested, you know, 20 grand in a degree, and I'm like not even in my profession, struggling to get into my profession. And when I do get into the profession, people tell you, you know what, this is not good enough, you're not good enough for this role, you know, you're not the right fit for this role, or, you know, being made redundant, you know, one thing after another. And you know what, I finally got to that point where I think, you know what, fuck you. Fuck you. Like, I cannot be bothered anymore. Like, I have tried so hard to be up there, high achiever, and I just think, you know what, I'll give up. I give up. I just need to, like, focus on myself. Like, I say that I want to go travelling, but, you know, I'm afraid to do it by myself. I will never do it by myself because I'm like, you know what, I've heard stories about people getting kidnapped. So, I don't know if that's going to happen. Secondly, I'm sat here now, like, last week, like, you know, I started a job, it didn't work out. I'm sat here. I worked my butt off, so I sat here, and maybe it wasn't good enough. But you know what? Sometimes you need to give people a little bit of a chance, and I don't feel like I was given that chance. But anyway, I've worked my butt off, and now I'm just sat here thinking, what the fuck do I do with myself? Like, I've got a degree, I've grafted all my life, I became a makeup and hair, like I do freelance makeup and hair in my spare time, and I'm damn good at it. But I just don't like advertise it or market it, so I probably should do a better job of that so people can actually see what I do. But now I'm just like, you know, what do you do with yourself? Like, I want some hobbies, I want to go out, I want to like experience the world, I want to get to know people, make friends, like be a socialite. But do you know, the person inside me, I'm just like, it's raining outside, and I just think to myself, what do I do now? Like, I've sat there on my laptop, I'm like, shall I apply for more jobs? But if I apply for more jobs, it's like, it's going to be the same shit. It's just going to be the same admin. I haven't progressed up the career ladder. I've tried so hard. Like, you work your butt off, but you know, if you're in an organisation that doesn't want to give you that progression, or if they've just decided that, you know what, she's the admin girl, or she's that, you know, it's very difficult to claw your way up, especially if you're Muslim, because if you don't pick up that glass of Prosecco or that glass of wine or get in that pub and drink, you pretty much don't get anywhere, no matter how much they tell you you will. Like, you just can't socialise with other people as well, because you don't have that thing in common where you can drink and you can, like, you know, I don't know what it is. Do you know what I mean? Like, but I just kind of feel like that. So, yeah, so if anyone has any advice, feel free to send it my way. If anybody needs a gym buddy, let me know. I'm free. If anybody needs a holiday or travelling buddy, let me know. If anyone has any opportunities for me, let me know, because you know what? Or if there's anyone out there that can just, I don't know, give me some advice, or just tell me, I don't even want advice. I want a mentor. I want someone that can say, right, I don't know. I think I'm going to go down the creative route. But I just thought because, you know, my makeup and hair and all that, I'm good at it. I do enjoy it. But the whole uncertainty of it, the whole, you know, it's a blooming market. There's so many amazing people out there. And for me, I'm not even going to make a dent or a scratch on the surface of this. Like, who am I? I'm nobody. And the whole, you know, believing that, you know, you might not be successful, especially because I've done so much and I've not been successful in anything. I haven't been successful in my home life, I haven't been successful in my personal life, I haven't been successful in my career. So yeah, I don't know if is there any other people that is out there in the same position as me, with the same struggles as me. Get in touch with me and like tell me what you're doing and how you're dealing with this, and like, yeah, like, you know, share my video. Like, I want people to be aware that this kind of shit happens. I feel like lots of people don't talk about this kind of stuff, and it's important, because you just sit there and you don't have anything to do, like, with yourself, and then you see all, I don't know, and I know people say like, you make your own success, but have I not tried? Like, you know. So yeah, so get in touch, leave me a message, share my video, give me love, give me some support. And yeah, like, you know, I'll probably make a little update of, like, I might put up another video tomorrow just to give you an update of what's going on. And I think I'm going to start vlogging because it's just going to help me, I think, to get things off my chest. So thank you so much if you've sat here for 15 minutes and listened to my video. I do appreciate it. And I look forward to hearing from any comments that you guys might have for me. Thank you. Bye-bye.